Okay.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started here. We have one item here, City Council special meeting. This is consideration of a street vacation of the entire portion of Dakota Avenue between Ferry and Adams Avenues in the Happy Valley neighborhood. This is on page 231 of your packets. And here to take us through is Alan Mariner from legal.
Alan Mariner, Deputy City Attorney. With me this afternoon are Steve Sundin, who is the lead planner on this vacation petition. Also here are the petitioner, Simon Johnson, in the middle. To his left is Heather Wolf, his attorney, and his engineer, Miles McEthron. Hopefully I got that right, did I?
You did. Good
Okay.
job.
So let me show the, here's the red hatched area is the area sought to be vacated. You can see between Ferry Avenue to the north and Adams Avenue to the south. 2 blocks to the east is 32nd Street, just to give some context, or 1 block to the east is 32nd Street. 2 blocks to the west would be Seaholm High School. And it's in Area 3 of the Happy Valley neighborhood. The petitioner owns all the abutting property to the west, this development here that you can see. He owns the properties, 2 properties to the north of, on the east side. These 2 properties are owned by other property owners. The petitioner requested the vacation to maximize his development potential on the 2 lots that he owns to the east. The zoning in this area is residential multiple with a density of 1,000 square feet per unit. Vacating the right-of-way will increase the number of units allowed on the 2 lots from 34 up to approximately 54 units. The fair market value based on an appraisal of the area to be vacated is $307,800. The right-of-way is not needed by the city for vehicular or pedestrian circulation or utility purposes. However, Public Works has identified the need for a public stormwater treatment facility in the area. As compensation for the vacation, the petitioner has proposed constructing the facility for the city. The construction plans would show that it being constructed partially in the vacated right-of-way and partially on his property. The construction cost of the facility will exceed the fair market value of the the area to be vacated. So based on a public hearing, the hearing examiner found that the street vacation met the city and the state legal requirements for street vacations and recommended approval of the vacation. The hearing examiner's findings of fact, conclusions of law, and recommendation are included in your packet. The complete record that was created by the hearing examiner was available to council in your office the week before this hearing. And you should base your decision on the proposed vacation on the complete record, which you've had a chance to review, the hearing examiner's report, and the city's street vacation policies, which are outlined in the hearing examiner's report. If you approve the petition, you must determine the compensation for the right-of-way vacation. Staff recommends that you accept the construction of the stormwater treatment facility as full compensation for the vacated right-of-way. At the conclusion of the hearing, you must vote to adopt, modify, or reject the hearing examiner's recommendation. If you vote to adopt the hearing examiner's recommendation and approve the vacation, you should also determine the appropriate compensation. You should consider a motion. If you approve the vacation this afternoon, you should consider a motion to, on the vacation ordinance, a first and second reading this evening. That ordinance is in your packet. So Mr. Sundin and I and the petitioner and his representatives are available to answer any questions you might have at this time. I'll turn it back to Council President.
Thank you, Mr. Mariner. Councilmember Knudsen.
Alan, did you say residential multiple?
That's it, and I'll let Steve explain that.
I have to say, you don't hear that very much. Does that mean you can have multiple, go ahead.
Yeah, it is somewhat rare, but for Happy Valley, it's fairly common. Yeah, multi-family, so they're allowed the 1,000 square feet per unit density because the overall property is greater than 10,000.
Councilmember Vargas.
I would move to approve the hearing examiner's recommendation, and I would accept the offer for a full compensation. I'm comfortable with what's been presented.
Okay, motion's been made by Councilmember Vargas and seconded by Councilmember Knutson and Councilmember Lillquist, then Barker.
So, Mr. Mayor, and you explained this is a closed record hearing. I attended a public meeting on this matter, on the building, and the vacation, the stormwater facility was discussed at that meeting. Is there anything that I need to do about disclosing that or considering that fact that I have prior knowledge of this project?
Well, it's good that you disclosed it, and I guess I'm gonna refer to Mr. Raffato, but if somebody has an objection, they could voice that objection now.
I could add one thing, and that is that it was, to be specific, it was the pre-application neighborhood meeting for the project.
The project.
That was the meeting I was at. Yeah.
Raffato.
And Peter Raffato, City Attorney, just to add, I mean, the key thing, as long as the decision and your determination on this is based on the record and not based on something extraneous to the record, would be the key thing.
Understood.
Councilmember Barker.
So the compensation being the construction of a stormwater facility is because it will not only be servicing these new development, but it will also be servicing other stormwater. I'm just assuming that's why we're allowing that to be the
That's
compensation.
correct. I believe Steve has
I just
some
want to make that
additional
clear for the
information
public.
there.
Yeah, so the storm treatment facility is intended to treat the pollution generating surfaces in this upstream basin.
Yep.
So here's the Dakota, here's the petitioner's properties, 1, 2, 3. And then this area will be what receives treatment, where currently there's none. And so currently this just runs untreated into Connolly, and so we'll get some benefit in terms of treatment, which will help improve water quality.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. Councilmember Knutson, or pardon me, Councilmember Lillquist, sorry.
Just to clarify, let's pretend that I want to say no. I don't. But what are the valid bases for saying no? A, we don't think the compensation is right, or B, we don't think that it's excess to our public needs?
Yeah, so applying the criteria, there's probably 8 to 12 criteria in the hearing examiner's report that she goes through.
Right.
Those finding that those criteria, one or more of those criteria are not met. With regards to the compensation, council has total discretion on setting the compensation. We've told you, we've had, actually there were 2 appraisals done on the property, and so we have that information, it's in the record. We're just saying the city staff talked about this in the highest value because the construction of this facility is going to exceed the fair market value of the right-of-way, that this was the way to go. Does that answer your question?
Okay, motion's been made by Councilmember Vargas, seconded by Councilmember Knutson. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 7-0.
I would also like to, council to consider a motion to do a first and second reading on the ordinance. So this evening, you'd report out the results of this hearing, that you voted to approve it, and the compensation, and then I'd like to see a motion for first and second on the ordinance, which is in your packet.
Can we get that from legal, a script from legal for tonight, for that?
But I'm looking for a motion coming out of this closed record hearing to do that tonight.
I'll
Councilmember
move
Barker.
that we do first and second reading today.
Okay, motion's been made by Councilmember Barker and seconded by Councilmember Knutson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 7-0.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next committee meeting this afternoon is Finance, Personnel, and Economic